It's recording.
Okay, it's recording. Here we go again. Welcome back to the couch. Welcome back to week 3, our third video. Hopefully this one will improve on the first and the second as we continue our little journey. But I think before we start, I think really important to say thank you so much to those that have supported us. We publicised what we were doing on Facebook last week, and the response and support has been fantastic. From colleagues, friends and family, so really appreciate that. Just gives us...
Do you want to give them a little shout out to the ones that have actually made just a little bit of recognition?
Yeah, I think
everybody
so,
likes recognition.
Okay, well look, I think, all right, no problem at all, but first of all it gives us the confidence, which is to continue to do this, which is part of what this video is going to be about today, is about confidence. But Darren is right, massive shout out to James Clough. It's been absolutely fantastic. Sent some nice personal messages to both Darren and myself, so thank you for that. It really helps us. We've had some great constructive feedback from Sam Lee. We're definitely going to take on board those comments. Thank you to Charlie, who's gone on there and left a comment for us. Thank you to everybody basically who's either shared our Facebook post, shared our TED chat links, or just commented to us or messaged to us.
TED chat.
TED chat? Did I say TED chat?
You said TED chat.
I do like TED. It's a good film. So.
Do you mean TED chat?
I do mean TED chat.
Because you were worried about being sued because you didn't want it to be called TED Talks.
Correct. That is correct.
I think you need a bit of recognition as well.
Go on then. You actually been nice to me.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's go over to you. Let's hear it.
Because you had the balls to actually put it out there.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
First of all, it took courage for us to just upload the thing.
Yeah.
Because you open yourself up to scrutiny.
For sure.
And, we kind of gave everybody an excuse to be nice to us because we said it is rough and ready.
Yeah.
And then you took it to the next level, messaged me and said, I hope you don't mind.
I've already done it.
It's not really a partnership.
I hope you don't.
Somebody else is in charge here.
Yeah, that's it. Well, do you know what? It was a spare of the moment thing, wasn't it? And I think the reality is I was kind of sat there and thinking, let's get some feedback. See what we can do. And I did. You know what? I did sit there for a little while and I did procrastinate on it, probably for a good half an hour, thinking, should I do it? Am I going to open myself up to that scrutiny? Is I going to open up Darren to that scrutiny? Are we going to end up getting loads of trolls, so to speak, and thinking, oh my days, should we actually be doing this? Are we actually adding any value? But do you know what? That feeling of confidence and that feeling of, actually, do you know what have I got to lose?
And do you know what I found?
Go on.
So you've mentioned a couple of names, and anybody who knows this particular person will know this particular person's a bit of a joker and is quite outspoken. And when you said that, or when I saw that this person had seen it, Cluffy basically, I was thinking if anybody was going to rib us,
it would be him.
It would be Cluffy.
Yeah.
But it was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
And he actually, it was really encouraging what he said.
100%.
And it's sometimes that we stop ourselves from doing things because we fear a potential outcome and we make a judgment of people. But what I love about humanity is when you put yourself out there and you make yourself a bit vulnerable, and if you ask for help, people can just switch from being the joker that will just tear a strip off you to being your most supportive advocate.
1,000,000%.
And that was really heartwarming, and it was really nice to see that message in my messenger feed from Cluffy, just going, I liked it. It's good.
It's good. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And it makes the world a difference, doesn't it? It makes the world a difference. And
so take some courage and put yourself out there.
Do it. That's what we're doing, and we're no experts. We don't claim to be. But
you look like an expert today.
I know, got pocket chief and everything.
Did you get married? Did you get a court?
No, straight from work, mate.
Straight from work.
He
said to me, I like working at this place because it's nice and relaxed. It's got that kind of googly vibe, that sort of Silicon Valley vibe. It's all nice and relaxed and everything else. And now the twat's in a suit.
Half and half, innit? Jeans followed by the suit.
Did you spray those on?
I certainly did.
It looks like you're about to perform the Nutcracker suite.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment, I reckon. I'll take that as a compliment.
But it's so tight I can tell what religion you are.
Well, do you know what? I'm 40 years old and I've got the confidence to wear skin-tight jeans. Why not? Why not?
So's half the cost of rent.
That's it, exactly. I can't breathe, but apart from that, I'm all good.
Your voice is an octave higher.
Yeah, I normally talk like this. But all good. All good. But look, we thought a good topic today would be confidence, and in particular self-confidence, and because we feel it's something that's lacking. It's lacking in the world today, and a bit like what we talked about when I was sat there thinking, should I put this video out there? Should I put this video out there? And in the end, it was that self-confidence and that feeling of, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if nobody likes it. It doesn't matter if it's awful. It doesn't matter if we get bad feedback. The reality is what have I got to lose?
And also, you had an end goal, but to get to the end goal, you actually have to take, it sounds so... This is one of those cliches. You have to take the first step.
You have to take the first step.
And to take the first step means just getting over the fact of the fear of putting it out there.
Yeah.
And not procrastinating with planning.
Yeah.
Which, not saying planning is not a bad thing, but sometimes it can inhibit you from taking action. Sometimes you just think, give yourself the freedom to mess it up.
Yeah.
And just tweak things here and there. Like today, we tweaked things today.
Yeah. We have actually, haven't we?
We've got a set, a different... We've just rotated 90 degrees.
Yeah.
We haven't got... Because a friend of mine... Feedback.
Yeah.
Nick Turpin, who is a fantastic photographer. He does street photography. I will link to his channel down below. You will learn some stuff about... capturing moments out there.
What was his name again?
Nick Turpin.
Don't worry, Nick. We'll only charge you £10 a click. It's fine. Cheap as chips.
And also, his other half, good friend of mine, Alice. She's got an Instagram account called Alice in the Looking Glass. She's done phenomenally well. She helps people, or she helps to style people, give people the confidence to go for a look, but not being expensive. She looks fantastic all the time. I think it's just a clever angle.
1,000,000%.
But she was given some tips at the weekend as well, in only the way that Alice can. But yeah, it's nice to have people's input. It feels like it's more than just you and me.
For sure.
It's a collaboration in a bigger sense.
Great word. Great word. Love that word. And we've got that on our list of topics, haven't we? Collaboration.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what it's about for us, guys. So please like, share, subscribe for sure, because we want that feedback
here
somewhere, and not that button, Darren, but there is a lady somewhere. But
it's a bit more than a button, mate.
Well, no comment. Anyway, let's bring it back to confidence, because that's what today's topic's about, right? And how do you become confident? How do you? That's a great question.
Okay.
Right?
You're asking me.
I'm asking anybody, but for me, there's two types of confidence. There's the confidence we get from the people around us that make us feel good about ourselves, that make us feel confident about what we're doing as an example. But then you've got self-confidence, and those two things are very, very different, I think, and I feel. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. If you've got self-confidence without being arrogant, that can carry you through. And like we were saying a little bit earlier, confidence from others is wonderful to spur you on.
Correct.
And to give you support.
Yeah.
If there are times when that confidence from other people isn't there and that support isn't there, do you stop dead in your tracks? And you need that mix of the self-confidence then to just keep you going.
1,000,000%.
Coupled with, confidence and belief to keep you going, doing the stuff to get you where you want to be.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. And the key thing is if you're relying on other people to make you feel confident, what happens when they're not there?
You don't feel confident.
You don't feel confident,
and
right?
you feel alone.
You do. You feel alone, for sure. You feel that the world's against you, so to speak. You feel like you're the one that's in the wrong, But the reality is, it's not. It's not the case at all. And how do you grow self-confidence? Well, there's loads of ways to do it, and we're not going to be able to cover all of them at once. But I do think a good thing to talk about and discuss is our own experiences and our own journeys. And the reality is, we talk about these videos. What gave us the confidence to do it? Right? Well, I can tell you now, what gave me the confidence to do it to begin with was this guy. I relied on Darren to give me the confidence to do a video. Yeah, 1,000,000%. I love you, man. Oh. Right? Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, it was this man. And
hashtag bromance.
Hashtag 100%. We had a little cuddle before you joined us, but it's all good.
A bit more than that.
We did. That's, anyway.
Yeah.
I won't repeat that.
No.
But the point I'm trying to get across is Darren gave me the confidence originally. There's no doubt about that. Had I relied on Darren's confidence for video 2, for video 3, to share the Facebook page, well, I probably would have backed out. Because I would have thought, I can't do this. Darren can do it. I can't do this. And I would have over-critiqued myself on the first video,
But the same thing goes for me. Because I've thought about doing something like this in the past, because I've watched the guy I keep talking about, Ali Abdal, and he's talking about how people start a channel and what it might turn into, and the spin-off benefits of that. But I know that I need to be accountable to somebody else.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just let myself down, and I'll find something else to fill my time. But to know that I've made a commitment to you that Wednesday is it's our evening, and we'll make a commitment to get something up and out there and on YouTube on a Wednesday, by hook or by crook.
Yeah.
Then I think I don't want to let you down.
1,000,000%. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
And so it's that collaboration and that yin and yang that I think it's a nice little mix that you and I have got together. Different skill sets, different personalities, but I think we blend really well. And some of the feedback I've had about just the chemistry between you and me.
Is there? Not on video, Darren. Private video. I told you that.
But we've both got, I think, different goals out of this.
Yeah.
But we've also got a common goal as well.
Yeah.
You know what that is, don't you?
That's my car alarm, but we'll carry on. Carry on.
You sure you don't want to sort it out?
No, we'll carry on. Nice bit of entertainment in the background.
Do you know, if you stick your remote control under your chin, he's going to go now.
He's getting a bit like that. I'll leave you with Darren.
Did you know this? I learned this fact it's a fact, but I learned it a long time ago. If you've got a remote control for your car, you might stand, 20 paces away, and it won't stop the alarm going off. You stick it under your chin, and all of a sudden it's like it amplifies the signal and it turns it off.
So I just walk away and we're talking about confidence. I come back and you're sticking something under your chin?
Yeah, to turn things off.
Okay. You did tell me about this, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, all joking aside. Where were we? We were talking about the feedback that you've had. We were talking a little bit about how we connect on the video.
Yes. The chemistry and the common goals, but also the individual goals. And I think that's really important to be aware of stuff like that in any type of relationship, not just a bromance.
Correct. Yeah. Any kind of relationship, any situation, anything you want to focus on.
Yeah. Maintain your individuality, but if you can work together towards a common goal as well.
Yeah.
Was it somebody once said that, two people or more working towards a common goal, you're not going to fail. Because you're going to do it for each other. Because if you ask for help, someone will do things that for other people that they wouldn't necessarily do for themselves.
1,000,000%. And I think, to bring this full circle, so we were talking about this before we started. And one of the things you mentioned was about, we just talked about goals, but having goals. And one of the things that Darren mentioned is in the planning. And he kind of mentioned, I feel confident about what we're doing. And he mentioned the reason I feel confident about what we're doing is because we already have a plan. We already have a list of topics as long as our arm, and we're adding to them, every other day, so to speak. And that gives us confidence that we've got direction, So the point is, to get that self-confidence, how do you achieve that? Well, you've got to take a step back and work out what your goal is.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want to achieve? And then from there, work backwards. Work backwards. Because if you try and take the first step without understanding the rest of the journey, you're going to take that first step and then you're not going to know where you need to go, and you're going to lose confidence.
What's it they say?
Right?
How do you eat an elephant?
How do you eat an elephant? Knife and fork, I don't know.
One bite at a time.
That's logical.
I think that's what they say.
They do now. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
How would you eat an elephant?
But if you're going to take, if somebody said, right,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, if you're going to take a journey to, so I'm going in September to Santorini. In order to make that trip, there are things that I have to do in order for that to happen. But because I'm so focused on the goal and I'm so excited about what it's going to be like to be there, then I'm supremely motivated to do the little steps to get there.
Yeah.
And I've got the hotel I'm going to be staying at. It's on my Instagram feed. I get a little hit every day. They put something up and I go, yes, I'm going to be there. Yes, I'm going to be there. Talking to a mate today who's going to be there. It's like 4 months' time, we'll be there. And then all of a sudden, the steps that need to be taken to make that happen are tiny.
That's where you get your confidence.
Yeah.
Because my background's sales, for those that don't know me, and I use this analogy all the time, and confidence can be a major factor. I've seen some of the best sellers on the planet lose it all because their confidence is gone. And when that confidence goes, they lose everything. They lose their structure, they lose their steps that they take within the process, and they try to ad-lib, and they panic. They panic, and that's where it all goes wrong.
Oh, it's a good book.
Oh, good book.
Good book.
What we got?
It's the one I keep telling you to read that you haven't read yet.
No, okay.
So it's a book called Bounce, and one of the chapters.
I thought it was Hustle that you kept telling me to read. That's the one I've been reading. No, sorry. Go on.
You read that, do you? Other people just look.
Debbie loves walks in the park. Don't you mean?
But in this book Bounce, it talks about specific examples of, and I think in the analogy it was about golf pros, about how. If you just keep doing the stuff which you know will work, then the golf pro will have a good round of golf.
Yeah.
If something's a little bit off and then you try and analyse it and then you worry about it, you start changing things and you start breaking the system and changing the system, and all of a sudden the whole game is off then.
Yeah.
And then self-doubt creeps in.
Yeah.
Self-confidence is going and gone.
Yeah.
Onlookers go, well, this is a bit odd.
Yeah.
And then you witness the onlookers looking at you going, well, this is a bit odd. And you're thinking, well, obviously, they've noticed that I'm not very good anymore. I think maybe part of confidence is even when you don't get the result you're looking for while you're on that journey, it's understanding that there are going to be some times when you lose on the way to getting a win.
For sure.
Accept that.
Learn from it.
Don't change what you're doing.
Yeah.
If the plan you've got in place, if you know in your heart that plan will work, then there could be a few obstacles along the way.
Yeah.
There could be a few curveballs along the way that might sort of knock you off track a little bit.
Yeah.
If you just know that path will get you to where you want to be.
Yeah. And you know, you got me thinking as I'm listening to you talk. So
this is going to be a long one.
Oh, it's going to be an hour. But but no.
Go and get a cup of tea. Go and get your favourite drink.
That's it.
Go and order let's say Uber Eats or a Deliveroo and Just Eat. Let's see if we can get some sponsorship from those three.
Why not?
Product placement.
100%. But look, what I was, I mean, I get where he's coming from, but the point I'm trying to get to is from listening to you, just a thought and a feeling came into me, which is, do you know what? We're born confident. We're born confident. 1,000,000% we are. And what I mean by that is if we take a baby, right, we're not going to take a baby because that'd be illegal. But let's hypothetically picture a baby, right? How does a baby walk? Most babies learn to walk before they can talk, right? Unless you're my son Thomas, who was rolling around to about 1.5 years and talking at 8 months. But as I explained to my ex-wife at the time, you know, she was massively worried about it all. And I said to her, show me an adult that's crawling downtown because they never learned to walk. And then she laughed and we got over it and we moved on and her anxiety went away about it. But the point I'm trying to make is a baby has inbuilt confidence to observe its surroundings, see what adults are doing, and want to do it.
And not worry that it falls over.
Not worry that it falls over, because every time it falls over, what does the baby do? Maybe not every time, but
it might giggle.
I knew you were going to go down this road. Might poo itself. But no, the reality is
get a little bit of a shock.
Get a shock.
But then what happens when that, it's got support
Yeah.
of people who know that if you carry on doing what you're going to do,
Correct.
It's all going to be all right.
It'll be okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Give it another go.
That's
we'll
it.
get there.
That's it.
Encouragement.
Yeah.
Support.
But it comes from within. That child wants to walk. It wants to walk, and that's where it begins. If you want to achieve something, if it's improve a personal relationship, if it's go and get a new job,
it wants to walk because it sees everybody else walking.
Yeah.
And if you think about that, be choosy about who you spend your time with.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because they could be your role models.
Yeah.
And those role models could either take you down a path you don't want to go,
Yeah.
or could lift you up and inspire you.
1,000,000%.
Was it somebody said that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with?
I need to stop spending time with you.
But if you were to spend your time with and now some of these are dead, so don't crucify me in the comments. But if you spend your time with Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Alan Sugar, other great leaders, or
Richard Branson, we could list them.
and this has all got a bit of a business slant to it, but other very big influential people.
Yeah, it could be a parent. It could be a friend. It could be somebody who's just got a positive outlook on life. It doesn't have to be somebody who's made millions or anything like that. No. But 1,000,000%.
And all that will go, oh my God, look at what is possible, because everybody else is doing the same, and they've only got 24 hours in the day, just like me. But they're making better use of that time. Link back to the topic we were going to talk in the first one, but never did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we will finish that. But do you know what? You raise a really good point, and this is a real life journey. And I know she won't mind me talking about her, because what she's gone on to achieve has been fantastic. But in a previous position, in a previous company, there was a young girl, who was about 17, 18 at the time, called Marnie. She was doing what we would call trust service, but the way she spoke to our customers was amazing. She had all the time in the world for them. She listened, she cared for them. And I knew that girl one day could progress out of that role and go into a sales role. And eventually I promoted her to an entry-level sales role, and she did a great job. But then she surrounded herself with the wrong people. Won't talk about that in too much detail. And I saw everything derail. I saw her confidence derail. I saw her self-belief derail. I saw her behaviours change. And it all came down to the people she was surrounding herself with. Because they were fun. I wasn't fun. I was boring, Although I was helping her develop her career and build her confidence and her focus, I was boring. Her friends were fun. And she was young, so she went down that road with her friends, and unfortunately we had to part company. However, 6 months later, she got back in touch. She had the confidence to get back in touch with us and say, do you know what? I was wrong. And
also the humility.
And the humility, and 1,000,000%.
Self-awareness,
She learned. She learned from her mistake. She realised the people she was surrounding herself with were doing damage to her, not having her best interests at heart. And she came back and we talked about it in detail. And eventually I was like, do you know what? I still believe in you. I still absolutely believe in you. I know you can do this. And we took her back, and she went back into the same role. 6 months down the line, she's been promoted. And I found out on Friday that she's been promoted again. So well done, Marnie. She's now on the top echelon sales floor. Which is fantastic. And it came down to confidence, and it came down to surrounding yourself with the wrong people. And she's back on track, and her life has never been better. It's not all about money, but she's earning more than she's ever earned, and she'll continue to do so should she want to. But she's happy. And she's more confident than ever. So yeah, surrounding yourself, great point. Surrounding yourself with the right people to help with that confidence.
And it links in a little bit some of the things that we talked about in the first video, which is a downward slide can be so incremental, small steps that aren't going in the right direction that you don't see it at the time. and you just demonstrated it with her, small incremental steps, small errors in judgment, but then it reached a point of no more.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%.
So we're at 25 minutes.
Wow, that's a long time. That's longer than we thought, right?
Yeah.
So look, I think time to wrap up, because we don't want to go on too long, and we could talk about this conversation so much. And one thing that we are going to start doing, thank you to Sam for this feedback, is we're going to start adding in links underneath about our topics. So if you do want to learn more, eventually you'll be able to go away and look at some additional information to help with some of the things we're talking about, because that's what all this is about. We just want to help.
This all this stuff hasn't come from us. This is just stuff that we've listened to, watched, read, distilled,
implemented, learned,
used, applied, and gone, you know mistakes. What? That works.
Yeah, that's it. And we've made mistakes. Of course we have. My car alarm going off is one. We've made a mistake every video so far. But where our confidence comes from, our confidence ultimately comes from, a lot of people have said we're so brave. We're not brave. We're confident. We're confident in our ability because we've sat down and we've thought about it. We've sat down and we know what we want to achieve. Darren said we've got slightly different goals, but ultimately we've got a joint goal at the same time. So we've got direction. So straight away that gives us self-confidence. We know, I'll bring my thumb into the video, it's not over there. We know what we want to do. The second part is we've planned it. We've worked backwards. What are our topics? What can we add? And we're adding to those topics all the time. We're not taking ourselves too seriously. I hope that comes across. So it doesn't matter. If this fails, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It doesn't matter. We did it. That's the most important thing. We did it. Get yourself out there, and then just enjoy the journey and learn from it. Learn from it. You're going to make mistakes, and whatever you do, it doesn't matter. That's where your self-confidence comes from. Putting yourself out there, making sure you know what you want to achieve, surrounding yourself with good people that are going to help give you that additional spur and that additional confidence and that you can learn from. And ultimately, stay focused, stay disciplined. Yeah. And from that within, slowly over time, as you look at things and you go, oh, that feedback was all right. And
look back with a sense of pride and sense of achievement at what you've done and where you've come, because it's actually I get a sense of achievement looking back and thinking there are 2 videos out there that didn't exist a month ago, and people have watched it, and everybody has just gone thumbs up. Which gives confidence that what we're doing is we're fulfilling the individual goals. And maybe, because there's some feedback, somebody told me last week, us doing this has spurred them on to do the same, but in their chosen field.
Fair play.
So they're going to get together. And they said, sorry, we pinched your idea. We pinched your idea. And I was like, I am over the moon. Brilliant. You pinched my idea.
We can inspire one person. It's made it worth it.
But you don't have to be an expert to be inspirational.
No.
All we've done is shown that once you decide to do it, you can do it. It's not difficult.
Turns out 2 idiots with a couch and a camera. Why not? And, I think for us, these snippets of videos, they're not going to give you the answer to everything. And that's why we appreciate that feedback. Use this as a snippet of information. Use this as hopefully an eye-opener that will inspire you to go on and do something, that you never thought you'd be able to do. And
wind it up.
I'm trying to wind it up. So on that note, I will wind it up. And the last thing I'll say is believe in yourself, trust in the journey, trust in the process. You are worth it.
Just take a chance. What's the worst that could happen?
100%. And I think that's a good place to end.
Yes.
You're worth it. Take a chance. What's the worst that can happen?
See you next week.
See you next week, and we'll try and cut it back.
Bye.
Bye.